It's a magic body.
Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast presents Evil Science and Magic Buddies, the show within the show, the conspiracy of the conspiracy, the crypto roundtable. I am Mark Storrs, and with me as always is
Crass.
We are going back to our roots with Evil Science and Magic Buddies. Now, for a long time, this was designated to listener stories, but when we originally started this, when we had content that was not prepared by Robert, who unfortunately is not here with us today, we would do this Evil Science as a way to segment shows. And basically when we're strangling for content, where we have nothing else to do, this is what we do.
Yeah.
But we have a very special guest with us.
We do.
Who I think
the video people see already
is going to bring this pod single-handedly to a completely different level.
Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
A higher level or a lower level?
Higher level, for sure. It is my great esteemed honor to introduce to you super producer Bill.
Hello.
No.
Oh my God. He's going to whisper. He's gonna be like,
He has to lean into the mic. He's like, hey guys, what's going on?
What are you doing today? What's going on?
Nice.
I've never done this before.
No, this is Bill's first time podcasting. But yes, Bill, super producer Bill, we've talked about you quite a bit in the show. And you are the driving force behind our videos over here. Every week you're with us doing these. Every other week you're with us doing these, controlling the cameras for us.
Yep. Gaslighting me into thinking there's a new keyboard or a mouse every fucking time.
Yeah. I gauge what I do by how you laugh. So
Awesome.
Without you, I'm a boat drifting at sea.
Yeah, just push the buttons, man.
Yeah, but you also are quick with the Google, dude.
It's true. Yeah.
You are.
That's one of my better traits.
And you're also a longtime friend. I've known
Yep.
you since I was like 15. And you've known Chris,
Yeah, we go way back. It's true.
Yeah, we do.
I remember watching you fight on the bus one time.
Watching me fight on the bus. Yeah.
That sounds right.
That sounds about what I would do back then. Unfortunately, Robert is not going to be able to be here this week. He does have a sinus infection and a couple other things going on, but fear not, he is okay. He will be back next week. Which actually the day before he announced that he was sick, him and I had a little production text message meeting about some upcoming stories that are super fun. So I'm super excited for that. But this is coming out the week of Christmas. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. It's amazing.
And then the baby happens.
Oh, dude. And then the baby. And actually that brings me
The baby.
to the title. It's not the baby, but this is going to be called Christmas with Friends minus Rob.
Yeah.
'Cause guess what? He's not here.
Yeah.
So yeah, there it is. But we're here. We're doing it, hanging out. Thank you for all your continued support. We appreciate it. We're going to jump right into these. Now, this week, what I did, I had about like an hour and a half or so I got to scum Reddit and look around for some stories.
I mean, there's an unending amount.
Oh yeah, no,
Reddit is
sure.
just a well of.
No, there is, but yeah, unfortunately, because we were so strapped for time and things happened so fast, we had to just be like, you know what? Let's toss together a little episode here. Let's make this happen. And I dare say, Bill, this could be a banger. We're not going to look at the Spotify comments, but it could be a banger.
You know.
I mean, it has to be.
I mean, you're here, you're making it happen. It's going to work. So there we go. Our first story here, again, coming to us from Reddit r/paranormal. I believe it looks to me as if Bill, you might be able to confirm this for me. It looks like the original author's been deleted. It just says deleted. So I'm going to assume
it does.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. I mean, we're going to put the links for this in the description of the podcast. That way you can check it out for research references. So let's get started here.
Okay.
Child with black eyes encountered on Christmas Eve. Oh, it's not.
All right, so this might be the baby.
It could be the baby. Now, Bill has been put through like a really quick college crash course session of cryptozoology, paranormal, ufology, high strangeness since you've started doing videos with us. So you're a learned man at this point.
I've learned from the best.
There's gonna be a test. There's gonna be a test at some point. But the black-eyed kid phenomenon, I'm sure you've heard about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so this is a little Christmas Eve interaction. Let's see what happens. And by the way, for those of you that don't like my reading, Merry Christmas, because you get me all fucking episodes. So there it is.
Just do it, man.
And there it is. We got it. All right, let's get started. This happened a few days ago while visiting my family for Christmas this holiday season. Before I describe what happened, I've never been a serious believer in anything paranormal. Despite this, what happened that night still left me a little spooked, and the family members who were also present have been talking about it a lot since. So we got some people that witnessed this thing with them.
Okay.
I like that little corroboration, little Reddits. It was Christmas Eve, and my parents and siblings were staying with my extended family at my grandparents' house. My grandparents live in a small town in a rural area, and since it was the night of Christmas Eve, nobody was out. Since we didn't have anything to do, my grandma, my dad, and my siblings went out to look at Christmas lights, which actually I do with my family on a pretty regular basis. Bill, how do you feel about going with the family to look at Christmas lights?
Yeah, it's always better when there's snow, but we haven't had snow.
We've had just rain and mud.
We had about a week, right? There was snow here for maybe a week.
Sort of.
We got the cold.
Yeah, we definitely got the cold.
Right. But then it went away because it rained and it went up to 50.
And now it's
for New York.
It's going to end up being 70 by the time it's Christmas. But regardless, we had a good time. And after a while, we decided to head home. At one point, we were driving down a street, down in a residential area, and saw a child walking across the road. My grandma didn't see the child and may have even hit it if my dad had not told her to stop. I don't want to make a joke about grandma got ran over by a reindeer because she's doing the driving, but God damn it, I feel it's in my bones and I have to make something happen with this at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if that joke works though.
It doesn't work, no,
because
because grandma's running over children on Christmas Eve. Yeah, see, I made it happen.
Nailed it.
There were a few things, there were a few things strange about the child. The first thing is that it didn't seem to react to getting so close to the car and almost being injured. It continued to cross the street unfazed as if nothing had happened. It was also strange that the kid, who was probably between 7 or 10 years old, would be outside alone at night on Christmas Eve, which, that would be kind of odd. But, I mean, it happens, whatever. I was confused as to why my grandma didn't react to the child, and when I asked, she said she did not see it. Now, keep in mind that grandma is not that old, being only in her 60s, so she would have been able to have seen it well enough to react. Her vision is not that bad, which makes this whole event that much more unusual.
Okay.
So Grams didn't see the kid.
Right. But he did, and everyone else
I believe that we're going to be getting closer here to who else saw it. So, all right, man, Grams is driving, almost hits the kid. Everybody freaks out. It's cool. I'm in this. I'm feeling very Christmassy.
Yeah. Except
very
grandma.
Christmassy.
Well,
super Christmas, dude. Grandma almost hits a kid. I'm down. Okay.
Okay.
From what I saw, the child was a boy and was wearing green Christmas pajamas and had long brown hair. My sister said it was a girl, but could not agree on the color of the clothes she wore. And my dad said it was a boy wearing a coat and a stocking cap. Everyone.
Okay, well, these are different things now.
Everyone is perceiving this entity as something different.
They also have different colors.
They also have different colors, different genders, possibilities, all kinds of weirdness, man. Yeah. All right. Continuing on here. I would usually forget these differences in the description of a child if it weren't for a detail my dad would bring up later. A couple of days later, my dad and I discussed what happened, and he seemed bothered by it. He said the child had completely black eyes. I was skeptical, but my dad is usually pretty relaxed, and he seemed genuinely concerned, so I listened to him. He insisted that the child had black eyes, and now, several days later, nobody in my family, including myself, has any idea of what happened that night. And I've been wondering about this experience since it happened. Maybe I'm just making something out of nothing, but regardless, what happened that night was definitely strange.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's not a baby.
It's not a baby. No, it's a child that grandma can't see. Everybody else in the car can see it because they're all like, Grams, you're going to hit the baby. Don't hit the baby. But they all have different descriptions of this thing. And it's not like they're super slight. Like, I thought it was a boy. I thought it was a girl. I thought it was a kid with a stocking hat and a coat. So everyone's perceiving this thing differently.
I can understand, like, the girl and the boy the girl thinks it's a girl because it's maybe long hair, but the boy thinks it's a boy just because it's a boy with long hair.
It's a 7-year-old kid with some sweet-ass hair.
But I guess they both saw the pajamas. The hair was maybe the thing that they were the discrepancy.
Yeah, but then the dad saw like a stocking cap.
The dad saw
coat,
some
like,
Dickensian.
Yeah, dude, it's exactly. It was Tiny Tim, dude.
Yeah,
that's what happened, dude. Yeah, it's bizarre, man. Now the black eyes, obviously, after it happened, they talk with dad. Dad brings up the black eyes. The black-eyed kid phenomenon. We've talked about it plenty of times. They generally come asking for something. where they're like, let me in.
Yeah, they show up at houses. And
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you let me in? Can I use your bathroom?
got some jelly rolls. Fucking jelly
Yes,
rolls.
so they have some
What?
jelly rolls. That's exactly what
they never
asked.
said that. I don't think. But,
No, they didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like very forceful. They want to be let in. They tend to like try to like mesmer you and shit like that. In this case, though, I don't know. There's not a lot of black-eyed kid. Like there was no interaction with it. It was just whatever they saw with this kid, just black eyes.
Yeah, this is standard like apparition story.
Yeah, it's kind of what it was.
More than anything, but
what's catching my attention here is the part that none of them remember what happened.
Yeah, they like. Well, it's what it said is a couple days. I'm sorry. Yeah, a couple days later, we discussed what happened and seemed bothered by it. That they like they weren't like dwelling on it. I think as much as this person and their father were. But
yeah.
I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, maybe they don't remember because they're all remembering something different now. Maybe they all have different memories that were maybe not their own that were put in them.
Oh, did you go alien abduction?
I totally did.
Man.
Right away.
Son of a bitch.
Immediately.
See? He's learning. He's become one of us. We're polluting his
So
mind.
he's being the you.
Yeah.
You're being the Rob, and I'm still fucking me.
There you go. That's very true, though. I mean, with alien abductions, they do implant these weird, like, screen memories.
Yeah.
So that you don't, like, remember.
They didn't have, like, a consistent memory to plant. So
No.
they just gave everyone a
I like
job.
that.
Yeah.
Damn, Bill. Bringing it back with the alien abductions. I fucking dig it, man. Yeah, super weird, strange. I was actually thinking apparition, honestly, but Bill came out of left field here and was like, alien abduction on Christmas.
Or it's just a dad being a dick and trying to just scare the kids. Because he's the one that really saw a completely different things. Like, no, I had black eyes and a coat and a cap and horns. And I think I saw breathe fire, and it stabbed a lot of people.
It had the
I know you didn't see any of those people he stabbed, but
it had the severed head of other children in its hands.
Right.
And it was singing Merry Christmas and knocking the heads together for jingle bells. That'd be fucking scary shit. All right, cool. Well, I went a little overboard with that, but that's fine. All right, man. Well, I like that. Bill. Thank you for that. That's I do like that little angle that you took there. That's good. That's pretty fun.
Aliens.
I like it. Aliens. Off the cuff, man.
I mean,
yeah.
It's
always
aliens.
I know, man. I feel like don't get me wrong. You're a fucking game changer for us, but I feel like we're ruining you to some extent. We're like, you have a career, you got a family, you got big things going on.
Yeah.
You're super producer Bill, and we're eroding your mind with nonsense.
You guys have ruined my Reels algorithm at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
I think there was something always there to begin with. We're just
no, for sure.
We just brought it out.
There
It's
was.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, there was always something there. Yeah, the follow us on Instagram. You can check our reels out, which are reposted over from our TikTok feed, which hopefully TikTok will be around. I don't know. It could be taken out. We'll see. Who knows? Regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
Social medias. Okay, the next story here. Continuing on with our Christmas encounters.
where else? Me else.
My encounter with a tall, pale, aggressive creature on Christmas night.
Okay, this is the baby, definitely.
This could definitely
Tall, aggressive baby.
be the tall, aggressive baby. This was posted in r/paranormal 7 years ago. Again, the link will be in the description of this podcast. You can check that out. Distinct Earthling, I believe, is who posted this.
Yep.
And they gave us the incident, time and place, time and date, Christmas night, 2007, approximately 8:30 p.m. Place, Rural Back Road in upstate New York.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
It's pretty close.
That is, we are upstate.
Even though
Well,
we know
we're
exactly
central,
where it
but, you know.
is.
So to begin with here, the day was pleasant and festive. Opening presents early in the morning with my sisters, hearty breakfast made by Dad, delicious smells from the kitchen as Mom and Dad prepared a feast, visits from extended family, bringing pies and cakes for desserts. Around 2, we all sat down to eat and then lazed about for the rest of the afternoon into the evening. I'm not sure why we needed the intro and context.
You got to set the tone.
About your amazing Christmas that you had with a hearty breakfast, but whatever. I like it. Okay.
Yep, that's just the tone.
That's fine. It's good. Tonally, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. See, I'm used to being read too, but now that I'm reading, I have to set the tone. And
Yeah.
I don't think that happened, but regardless. At about 8, after everyone had left and the food was all put away for around, I'm sorry, I'm going to start that whole entire sentence again because I apparently don't know how to use my cursor or read. At about 8, after everyone had left and the food was all put away for round 2 the following day. I didn't know there was a round 2.
Leftover.
Gotcha.
Leftovers.
Gotcha. I decided to head over to visit my friend in the next village. The drive would be about 10 minutes. It took back roads to get there, so I did. First, a little background on where my friend lived. It was a housing development surrounded by a private lake.
Surrounding a private lake.
Oh, I'm sorry, surrounding a private lake. You might call it a gated community. You could still drive through it freely after hours by entering one of the 4 private entry points. Oh, this is kind of nice. It's locked down. This is super cool. Since the community was built around a lake, the roads surrounding it went in a spiral sort of shape. The houses were sparsely positioned on the outermost part of the spiral road closest to the 4 private entrance points. As you drove in further, there were a lot more houses positioned closer together and near the lake. Yeah, this is kind of nice having your own little moat. Well, I mean, you're around the lake, but
sure.
Yeah.
I
mean,
no, I get it.
It's gotta be, especially here in New York.
Well, around our lake, there's where Paul used to live. It was a little. You drove in, and it was just a circle. There's a lot of things like that.
Need some entry. I like the private entry point where you drive up and you're like, "Let me in the gate."
Right.
Especially when the zombies and shit happen, dog. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, this is where you want to be.
100%.
Yeah, you got to worry about those people. Are the ones that they'll you ain't taking my ham, and they're just fighting each other.
Taking my ham.
You got to worry
Christmas
about those
trees
people.
on fire. Everyone's dead.
It's
You're
all communal
"Fuck."
and nice until the apocalypse happened. Then they're all like,
100%. Continuing on. My friend lived on the outer edge of the development, so once I reached the entry point, it would only take me another few minutes until I reached his house. His house, along with all the others, were far enough apart that you could see them from the road as you drove by.
You couldn't see them.
You couldn't see them from the road as you drove by. There were either woods all around with long drives or open fields with long drives. You could see porch lights on in the distance, and that was about it. So this is actually fairly spread apart nicely. That's kind of sounds dope. All right, cool. As I entered into the development, the speed limit dropped from 30 miles an hour down to 20. There were no street lights in the development, and for some reason, I never put my high beams on. I couldn't get any faster than the speed limit because there were speed bumps in place every 30 feet or so for a bit. That sounds super annoying. Yeah, you have speed bumps in your complex, and they bug the fuck out of me. So
They're not there yet.
I thought they had some.
They're
Really?
seasonal. They put them in.
They were, but they were not there this past.
Really, I thought I remember
summer.
hitting them. Okay.
I mean, they were a few years ago.
No, I mean, it
this
makes
past
sense.
summer they were not there, nor were they there last summer.
Son of a bitch.
They fucking do what they want.
Who's
they decide
slacking?
there's a rule here, and then they just decide to not do it.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
That's how those complexes are.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't gotta hit them. I'm okay with it. And they're probably a bitch to, you're gonna snowplow the fuck out of them. So it was a mild night. I remember having my driver's side window open slightly, taking in some fresh air. I remember driving in silence, which was unusual for me. I normally always listen to music when driving. I must have been enjoying the quietness after the commotion of the day. Oh, a little Christmas quietness.
Commotion.
I do enjoy that from the day. I reached a section of road that had a barren field on either side and woods set back. Houses were probably nestled back into the trees.
Oh boy.
As I drove, I noticed what looked like someone walking up ahead on the opposite side of the road coming in my direction. Now, mind you, I was still going around 20 miles an hour the whole time, so it was probably less than a minute by the time the quote-unquote walker came into clear view.
Yeah.
I got a quick scan of it from my windshield before my car. Before my car. And before my car and it were exactly parallel. This is what I saw. I'm going to just scroll down my page here because I can't see anything. It was not a person. It stood on 2 legs with long arms hanging down from its shoulders. It was strong looking, lean, muscular, but not beefy in stature. It looked thin at the same time. It stood at least 7 foot tall. It was light colored. Not sure whether it was white, tan, yellow, or grayish. It didn't appear to have fur, but there was some texture to the skin. It wasn't smooth. There appeared to be something coming down off its back. That's gross.
What does that mean, though?
Exactly. I don't know what this was. All I can recall about its face is the small features it had, but the mouth and jaw were notably large, and it had pointed things on top of its head. Two things going straight upward with something mingled between the two things, two things going straight up and then something mingled between the two of them.
Yeah.
That sounds
Is
uncomfortable.
that
You can't wear a hat.
Pointy ears?
Hats, or antlers.
I don't know.
I don't know. So that's what I got from the quick scan. And from my observations of it as it neared my car and my car neared it. So, man, this is a fucking, do you hit this thing?
This is weird because it started off fitting a pale crawler, then it went into like,
oh yeah,
some weird horns or ears.
Dude, well, there is a creature that could possibly, be involved with this.
Christmas time.
Yeah,
we'll let you
Yeah.
do the honors.
As my car became parallel to it within a split second, I went from looking out my windshield to looking at it from my driver's side window. In that moment, its face quickly peered down at me, and all I remember was the mouth opened wide. Out came a remarkable scream that I'll never forget. This gives me chills just thinking about it. It consisted of a high-pitched shrill slash shriek.
I love shrill, though.
Enveloped by a deep guttural growl. So it's like Cannibal Corpse and fucking, I don't know, Cradle of Filth. There you go.
Yes.
High-pitched and like, yeah, I can't do it now, but, it's fine. Both sounds happened simultaneously in that scream. That's a weird scream.
Oh,
dude.
okay. He's got the double thing going on.
Yeah, super double weird voice. I kept driving all the while. This was happening so fast that I didn't even have a chance to be scared or shocked or anything. I continued driving, went past my friend's house, and drove home. Which is smart.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. I called him to tell him what happened and that I just needed to get back. I was probably running on adrenaline to get back home. Later on, I was in total shock after it sunk in. Had my driver's side window been opened fully, it would have touched me or worse, taken me. I'm certain of it. Wow. To this day, I still haven't worked out what it was. Anyone else see anything like this or hear what I heard? End of account. So, if you get into the comments here, the description, you get into some Native American lore as far as like skinwalkers or like Wendigo.
Yeah.
Which is, depending on where this is, I mean, actually anywhere that it could be located, that could be a thing, which is, more like definitely more like on the paranormal edge. I was thinking pale crawler too, but this thing kind of like, I mean,
there's some things that generally don't fit.
No, and you can kind of fit this description into a pale walker. A pale crawler, a Wendigo, or a skinwalker. It kind of fits into like all of them. But this thing is in a private entry gated community. So, somebody else, and I mean, it's spread far enough apart where it's kind of rural, but at the same time, like, how is this thing fucking walking around and nobody else is noticing this thing? I mean,
like deer make their way into fucking places though, like that. I mean, we live in New York, so it's like,
well, yeah, but this thing is
communities,
huge.
Sure, but like, I mean, I see some big ass fucking deer,
7 foot tall.
Yeah, but this was also on 2 legs.
And it was clonking around.
A big ass buck if it was stood up on 2 legs is going to be pretty fucking tall.
And that's king deer.
It is a king deer. I had a
king
deer.
Mind you, too, this is a quote unquote gated community.
Quote unquote.
I don't think there's actually walls here preventing anything from getting in or out.
True. It was like a private entry or whatever. So yeah, maybe this thing could. Well, I'm just thinking like the sheer number of people around this thing. Like nobody else noticed this 7 foot thing walking around the fucking neighborhood. Seriously.
Well, the houses are pretty far
there's
apart.
no lights.
No lights. Okay. Oh, true.
I mean, he said it's surrounded by fucking fields or whatever. Water. We got lots of water here.
Lots of water.
New York.
There you go.
Maybe it came out of the water.
Oh, you going aquatic ape theory, Bill? Not aquatic ape theory, but you're just going fucking aquatic. Like this thing came flying. Actually, I like it.
Or maybe it just goes across the lake.
Oh, it crosses the lake, and that's where it feeds on Christmas on all the children's bones.
I mean, it could be lived at least by the lake or near the lake. It could be some sort of caves. There's a lot of fucking caves. There is a lot of caves here, a lot of mountains, and a lot of lakes. That's
True.
New York.
Plenty of
That's
spots
upstate,
for this thing to
central.
live. Yeah.
It's crazy shit, depending on what it is. But like I said, the fucking... At first, you might be okay, pale crawler, but it is just, on 2 feet the whole time. So I don't know about the crawling aspect of that. Also, the weird pointy things. I don't know if their horns are yours.
Yeah.
And some shit in the middle. And something coming off its back. I don't know. I don't know if that means there's something like a hump or something that you could see coming off of its back.
Is it an appendage?
Or a living fucking like
like a Belial from fucking Basket Case? It's just like
fucking
coming off the end of it. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird that they're saying that there's something in the back of it. You don't really get like a decent description. I mean, I guess in my head I'm seeing this thing as like a classic Wendigo with the giant horns going in the air, but that's kind of like a Mike Mignola, interpretation of what it is, because obviously. There's not really any context for it. Where I guess even with a skinwalker, there's not really like much like description wise of it. I mean, that there are interpretations of it, but there's no like legit broken down like this is what it is. I'm going to get comments about that because I'm saying this full well knowing that somewhere somebody could have this incompletely described, but it is the internet, and we all know it's full of lies. So there you go.
Yeah, there can't be a complete description of it because. Everyone is a little bit different, so you go like these are so similar, they're probably seeing the same thing, but there isn't one like, oh no, these things have this.
Yeah,
like antlers, yes, is a thing for those things, but this is not really. This is like 2 things atop its head pointing straight up.
Right.
That it's not really. Antlers don't.
They kind of like that. Yeah. No, I got that.
I picture straight. I don't picture any kind of curve.
Yeah.
I picture straight up, like it says. And then some shenanigans in between.
It sounds like whoever reported it, like the thing that stood out to them the most is the shriek too.
That noise for sure. Like when this thing does like a guttural growl, but also like a high pitched
at the same
shriek.
time.
Yeah, where you're just like, oh boy, like that's not good. And so it saw the creature saw it, and then that was the creature's reaction. So it's like, all right, I mean, good on this person for staying the fuck in the car, getting the hell out of there, and not for nothing, like. That size, that could totally attack this person and just rip him out of the car and completely like eviscerate him if it wanted to.
I mean, probably
100%.
How about this thing was near his friend's house and he drove all the way home before he told his friend?
Yeah, where he didn't tell us like, oh
yeah,
hey,
that's
Bill.
yeah, that's like we could. If I wouldn't know what to do if like you were on the way to pick me up from the pod and you're just like, I just went home. Because I saw, I'd be like,
I was driving around the complex, saw this giant, saw this fucking deer on 2 legs sitting outside your house trying to knock on your door, and I got scared. Was like, fuck off!
I saw a master deer. I'm not sure. I had to go home.
I had to take off. I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it anymore. Yeah. No, that is kind of. I don't know. I mean, what was it? 2007, I think it was. Yeah. So I mean, if this person had a cell phone, call your buddy. Like, hey man. Big thing going on in your neighborhood. Saw a crazy giant, creepy 7-foot creature. Like, watch out. Prepare yourself and
beware.
Yeah, be aware. The fucking creature is so. Yeah, man. Super weird story.
Man, I wish they said like exactly where. Upstate still means probably south from us.
More than likely, yeah.
But
if I had to guess, because we're talking about small lakes here, it's probably up the Hudson somewhere. Because I actually just drove that way when I took
did you?
Chino up to Plattsburgh.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And you drive by about 50,000 little lakes that are just a little bit bigger than ponds, and there are just a couple houses around each. So.
That's it, yeah.
But that is a pretty long area of New York. It could be anywhere between Canada and New York City.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Especially when you get like Peekskill and Fishkill, like that whole area on the Hudson right there. Like, yeah, there's little tiny communities down there. So, well, yeah, I mean, there it is. That's definitely a Merry Christmas for you right there. That's always fun to be like, yeah, we're hanging out. I'm going to go see my friend. And then, oh, demonic. I really was, I know, I was thinking like Krampus. I'm like, is this a fucking goddamn Krampus? But no.
I wanted it to be.
I know.
Well, I mean, a naked Krampus, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. This thing doesn't really fit it. And I guess Krampus is kind of up there with,
My favorite is down here in the comments. Someone says, sounds like a cryptid.
Like, nice. Well, there are people
well
down
played.
here discussing, like, as a Native American, yes, I have said this before, you need to find a Native in your area. They can cleanse you. This has the ability to pass energy to you. So, like, if I read that, I'd be like, yeah, no, for sure. We need to, like, go talk to some people. And this one's pretty good, too. Did you make any eye contact? That could be hazardous depending on what it is. While I'm skeptical about Wendigos, they do tend to stay near lakes, and they could all vary in size and shape. I would love to hear more about this. You're like, goddamn Wendigo Lake. Like, what the hell?
What?
So, yeah, now people are chiming in, which is, always good for Reddit to do. So,
yeah, that's the deal.
Not super creepy, super weird. Not expecting that on Christmas, but, sometimes the unexpected happen when you're least expecting it. The most fucking loaded statement ever.
Yeah, but I mean, no, it was, Christmas. It's also other holidays, not just Christmas. I mean, there's pagan things involved.
That's true. Yeah, it's not just Christmas or other holidays involved there, so you never know.
Solstice in there somewhere.
Yeah, dude, this is some cool like solstice pagan thing just came out. It was like, fuck you, give me some presents. There you go. That's exactly how it sounds.
Didn't get any presents.
Yes,
fuck you.
That's exactly how it sounds.
Right.
All right, moving on here, rounding this episode out. So this is interesting. This kind of
oh boy, I just saw the title.
Oh yeah. No,
this is also by deleted.
This is also by deleted from r/paranormal. I saw a Christmas elf in a sewer when I was younger. Yeah, just take a moment.
Okay,
think about that.
You're expecting Pennywise, you see a fucking elf.
You see a fucking elf. Oh, hold on. Bill's getting a hit.
Oh, you're going to do the sumo mint.
You're going to get a hit of
treatment?
Bobby's stuff over there?
Gotta get minty for the holiday here.
Yeah.
For the Christmas elf.
That opens you up.
Getting in the spirit.
No, it definitely opens you up for sure. Like sometimes Bob will take that and like put it on his wrists and his hands and stuff like that. And it's just like, wowzers. Yeah.
I'm not using it up on you, Rob. I promise.
No, dude, I can feel from here, I can feel my face open up. Like it just like completely opens up.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. All right, moving on here. Getting started with, this might sound ridiculous compared to some other posts here, but if it's Christmas time anyway, I decided to share this bizarre experience of mine with you all. It is 100% real, and I made this account especially for this post so you don't accuse me of farming karma. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah, farming Reddit karma. I get it. So cool. I don't remember exactly how old I was at the time, but I was still in kindergarten. When my dad picked me up, we often used to stop by in a park. We often stop by a park on the way home. For a little context, my dad was and is a great man. And when I was little, around the same time, he used to make maps for treasure for me to find. And he would actually hide some real treasures around the park so that I could go find them.
That's nice.
That's kind of cool.
I like that.
Man, when I see my dad tomorrow, I'm going to be like, why didn't you ever make treasures for me to find?
Maybe we can do this for our children.
Well, I'll do it now. Go find some turds.
I'll do it. Yeah. Why don't you go find your fucking wrench? There you go, Mark. Good job. Yeah, man, we should start trying. Oh, dude, we could do geocaching.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I found a few of those in my day.
Have you?
You actually did the geocaching?
Yeah, I went to school for GIS, so.
I think actually you may have been one of the first people to tell me about geocaching.
Probably.
I think you did, yeah. Interesting.
I've known about it since before it was cool.
Oh, you're that OG.
I know, buddy of mine was in school for GIS too. He does that kind of shit.
Yeah. Now we got Bill here with his GIS abilities. Love it. So back to the story. We were in the park as usual. And while we were walking, there was a sewer hole from which were coming waves of steam, as if it were a furnace. So,
I mean, I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, generally, depending on if it's hot and cold and like whatever discharge is going into the sewer, yeah, it's generally from houses. So it's going to get a little steamy.
It happens.
I wouldn't recommend warming yourself near it unless you want to smell like a weird fart, but it's okay.
So maybe you want to.
I mean, I do it at work all the time. When I get cold, I walk on top of the tanks where all the warm air is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, it's warm fart air, but that's okay. This is a career that I chose.
It is.
We were heading towards it, and I remember my dad saying, look, maybe here is where Santa prepares the gifts for the good children. I laughed a little because around the time I had already knew that Santa wasn't real. Then as we passed by the hole, I looked through the holes of the covering, and I saw a man wearing a weird triangle-shaped head. Now it says, I saw a man wearing a weird triangle-shaped head. I think he means either had a triangle-shaped head or was wearing a triangle-shaped hat.
Yeah.
One of the two. In my mind, I want it to be a little version of that triangle head dude from like, what was that game called? Silent Hill?
Oh, like Pyramid Head?
Yeah, I want it to be a little baby pyramid
come down to the sewer.
head. Yes, exactly.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah, I do like the hand I like the hand motion, though. Everything happened very fast, and I could only barely see through the holes and all the steam, but the man was sitting on a table, and it looked as if he was writing something. When I saw him, I remember freezing for a little moment, and there were many things going on through my little head. I thought either this was a real elf and my dad was telling the truth, or maybe it was a man hired by him for me to see, which if that's the case, fucking kudos to you, best goddamn dad ever. Just like he hid all the treasures. Anyway, I didn't tell him anything, and he didn't say anything either. So quick little interaction, totally understandable.
Okay.
When we arrived home, I remember telling my grandpa that I saw a Christmas elf in the park. I'm sorry, my grandma, that I saw a Christmas elf in the park, and she laughed and said, "That's great," or something. I knew she didn't believe me. My dad was also laughing. The following days, I kept thinking about it, but with time, it just went on with, but with time, I just went on with the idea that my dad had told some man to dress up as an elf and jump in a sewer for me to make me believe in the magic of Christmas.
Sure, yeah, right.
Which is, you could totally possibly do, but not, sewers generally aren't that big, but whatever, moving on. Well, a few years later, I finally asked him about it, and he said that he never did this, and he asked me more about what I saw. I told him, and he said that it was probably just my wild imagination and being little. However, I know exactly what I saw, and I remember it clearly to this day. I even went to the same exact park. I even went to the same exact park since then to inspect the area, but a lot has changed since then, and that place looks totally different now. No walking path, no sewer hole, just plain grass. What's even weirder is that as the years went on, whenever I remember the man, I start comparing him more and more with myself. I only saw him briefly and from behind, but I could see his hair, and the color and type was just as mine. Also, his back looked like mine in some pics I took after I grew up. But this might just be me overthinking it throughout time. Anyway, this is my little story, and whether you believe it or not, it's the second strangest thing I've ever had happen to me.
Well, why did you tell us the first one?
So,
his back looked like mine.
The twist here is that he sees this thing in the sewer, and then the more he thinks about it, he realizes that could be me.
Yeah, no, I don't understand.
Be your own sewer Christmas elf, dude. It's like the future.
Writing something at a desk?
He sees the future version of himself as a Christmas elf in the fucking sewer, dude. This made zero sense to me when I got to that part.
I did not. That was a place that it went that I did not think it was going to go.
No, not at all.
Unless that sewer was some sort of vision of the future, and he just really saw it was really just him at a Christmas party in a cubicle in an office working a job he hasn't had yet.
It's the ghost of
Christmas
what I mean? Future.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's exactly.
But instead of the sewer is the fucking ghost. Because apparently it's not there anymore, which that's weird too, right? Like, do they just really randomly just get rid of sewer?
Tear up infrastructure.
Intakes?
Yeah, no, you can. Well,
I mean, I know you can, but I mean, is that a normal thing to happen?
I mean, depending. Yeah, you could always if it's a park, you could reroute stuff. This actually sounds, if there's an open grate like that in a park, it's probably a drain, probably something you can just drain water into. It's probably not like an actual regular sewage.
I assume it's probably not like that. But
a good comment here is, so you saw a magical sewer elf that was also you from the future. Seems legit.
Well,
the guy's telling a story, and the way that he's describing what he sees this thing is him, but he doesn't realize it until he's older because he doesn't have, whatever as far as like the view of him from the back. I mean, I don't know. That seems kind of like maybe you're thinking about it too much. Maybe you're getting into like your own head about it. But
that's fucking weird.
I think Bill kind of hit it with it. The Ghost of Christmas, future.
The sewer of Christmas future.
Christmas future. Damn it, the sewer of Christmas future would have been a great title for this podcast, but it's not. We're not changing.
Yeah, I forgot. This isn't a Patreon, but it feels like a Patreon.
It totally does feel like a Patreon for sure.
I don't even know.
But yeah,
what
man,
to do
weird,
with this.
super strange. Super weird. And I mean, all right, so could it be, let's say, like a sewer worker? Like there's someone down there working in the sewer? Sure, of course. But generally speaking, like the grate's going to be off. You're going to see other sewer workers. Like as a sewer worker myself, you don't go into the tunnels and walk because you can't, because they're not big enough. But if there's a crew of dudes working, you would definitely know there's a bunch of guys working around there.
Yeah, but there's generally not like somebody who's working at a table, sitting at a table writing some shit down.
Yeah, how is there? Yeah, like you looked on the grate and you see like a little dude at a table sitting there writing shit. It's kind of like he got a glimpse into something that I guess the sewer was the fucking conduit for.
Maybe it's all a metaphor.
Exactly, dude. Don't be the sewer elf.
Yeah, he saw himself in the future.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he didn't like what he saw.
Yeah, and he has to change it because if he doesn't, then he'll become Ebenezer.
He's not going to take that office job,
and then his head's going to be a triangle.
Yeah, I want that part sucks. I'm like, it was. I'm
going to go with that. He meant to say hat.
I'm going to say hat too.
Yeah, but doesn't he say he saw the hair?
He said he saw his back.
He saw its back, and he saw whatever the elf's was hair. Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, I guess your hair can stick out of your hat.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean, if you got a triangle head, how do you got hair, and how do you like determine where your hair begins and ends? Like,
I mean, it's just its shape. You still can have hair with a triangle head.
It just would be weird. I don't know,
but it's not. It's. I'm pretty sure
super weird.
I can't even really picture what a triangle head would look like.
I mean, I am, and it's disgusting. Like it reminds me of like the Garbage Pail Kids for some reason.
Well, yeah, you want to picture like somebody, and it's either like a pyramid or like I pictured like an upside down.
Oh, right.
An upside down triangle.
Gotcha.
But it could be a normal triangle, but I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is either.
No, I think he's wearing a little party hat. No, it could be just a party hat too.
Dude, a little tiny elf party hat, dude. I mean,
it might not even. This might be just like he might had a 1 second of clairvoyance, and that was where he was looking at when it happened, and he just saw himself with a party hat working, ignoring his family at his fucking cubicle, and it was like, no, I can't do this. And it happened to be on the Magic of Christmas.
But he was out with his dad, man, trying to find treasure.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, because his dad had him out looking for treasure, and then
maybe the dad knew because it's in the family, and he's like trying to hone his skills as a clairvoyant to know where the treasures are.
Oh, yeah,
and it kicked in when he looked in the fucking.
But you know what we missed completely?
That may or may not have been there. I can't believe
we totally missed this. You know what it is? The Akashic Record. Yeah, that's right. When you least expect it, he tapped into the Akashic Record and fucking got the future knowledge of what he could possibly become if he didn't get the fucking joy of Christmas in his heart because his dad's awesome is bringing him around to parks hiding treasure.
Right. After this, he never did it again because it's like, oh, my son's too powerful.
Maybe this.
Like I've gone too far.
My son's too powerful.
I can't do this again. He actually saw the future.
I'm like, fuck. He did. I'm like, God damn it, these fucking treasures are too much for him. Yeah. Bill, what do you think?
Or maybe it was the sewer gas that triggered it.
The sewer gas. Oh, like it made him like
there's like methane and you got all fucked up or some shit.
Yeah, as a man that
saw the visions,
huffs methane on a fairly regular basis. No, not really. It can make you start going on. It can cause you to go unconscious, like for sure. So maybe if he was getting a little like, whoa, fucking woozy or something. You
can see the future. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just got choked up by sewer gas until he saw the future. That's a weird way to see the future.
Yeah.
That might be the only way to do it.
You only
we don't know yet.
I'll have to try.
I'm not going to do it. Don't do it right now. I'm telling you.
You can only lose like so many brain cells before you're just like, you're not like you lose your ability to do anything. You're just fucking, oh man, that's funny. That is funny.
Man, I did not expect that.
No, that little twist there was fun. I did enjoy that little twist because when you least expect it, you're like, wait, but was I the elf? Was I always the elf?
Yeah, look what I don't know what that meant.
So funny.
Wait a minute, I think that's my back. How the fuck do you know? You see your back on a regular fucking basis?
I mean, I guess if I saw, well, I don't know. I mean,
Like, something that might look like you from behind, but it's just the way he said it was just like.
But then again, every time I've seen a
bad,
picture of myself from behind, I'm like, oh God, what is going on?
Because you don't, you're like, I look like that.
Yeah, like why are my pants fit like it's so weird?
Right.
Yeah, it's bizarre. You ever seen a picture of yourself from behind? It's weird.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
You're gonna fucking
After the pod right now. Everyone take a picture of our backs and we'll
Let's
post
go
them.
out into the hallway. We'll get a bunch of pictures.
Do we have to take our shirts off?
Well, dude, obviously, this is your initiation to the Cryptonaut podcast. This is what we do.
I didn't know it was that kind of party.
Dude, we get fucking half naked. It's actually right now I'm sweating. Anybody else hot or is it just me?
I meant to shut that off before we started and I didn't.
Oh, that's why my tits are sweating. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, you have
Chris was like, Rob's not here. I'm turning it up.
Not even. It's on the lowest setting possible.
That's what he did. He
dude,
cranked it.
You got a fucking winter hat and like a
I'm good. You guys are trying to get me naked. I'm gonna keep it all on.
It's weird.
I don't know how you.
It's
managed
35
to do that.
and he loves it, and the AC's on.
Wow.
Now it's like hot and he's all dressed up.
Yeah. Bizarre, and we're all
Paradox.
over here melting. Son of a bitch. All right, well, there it is. Thank you so very much for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast, Evil Science, and Magic Buddies, Christmas with Friends, minus Robert. Bill, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we
thanks for
appreciate
having
you
me.
coming on, talking, hanging out.
Doing it.
And yeah, man, and honestly, you've been such a huge help with us, with our video production and everything. Not only are you a great friend, but you also stepped in here and give us a hand with our videos, and we appreciate that.
You want it for the Taco Bell.
Bills.
Yeah, true. You would pay him in food all the time.
We pay him in Taco Bell. I mean, I think coming up, we need to like negotiate a raise.
Ooh.
Where maybe you get like some extra
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah, dude. Does he stick you to one item, or you got like free
I'm
reign?
off the dollar menu.
You're off the dollar menu?
I don't tell him what to get. He just fucking picks
No,
it.
not really.
I was gonna
What are you talking about? Look at me like I'm fucking like, all right, we're going to talk about, but you can only pick.
He pulls a Glenn Danzig.
You get churros or you get fucking.
churros. You only get one burger.
Get the shitty
not
nachos.
two.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, Mexican pizza might be a curse. I don't know. That could
Do
be
they still have
bad.
Mexican pizza?
I don't know if they
Or
still
no?
got it or not. They might have gotten rid of it.
I like the Mexican pizza.
I've had it and it's good, but I've had it where I'm like, it's really
well, that's
bad.
with everything there.
They treat it like a limited item, like you can only get it certain times. Like they don't have everything that's on it there all the time,
Right.
Or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like they got like the special Mountain Dew, right? Does that stay there specifically?
Baja Blast?
That's always on.
always there.
Yeah.
It's a staple now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought that was like
No, that was made like for them. You couldn't. It was never available up until recently, right? The last couple of years.
Yeah,
it was
and
only
now
available
my son
in Taco
and all
Bell.
of his friends are hooked on.
They're all on the Baja
Blast.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, my kid goes there too to get the Baja. Because then there's another one that like Buffalo Wild Wings has, right? It's like some other special Mountain Dew.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I think there is. I don't know why I know
if I
these
trust
things,
that shit.
but- Yeah, I don't know
Buffalo
about
Dew?
that, man.
It's just like orange and spicy. Fucked.
Sweet fucking
Red hot
Buffalo
flavor.
Dew.
Tastes stale and
Oh, yeah.
fucked like their chicken does. Bill loves Buffalo Wild Wings, though.
I actually,
in.
I do go for the what the hell is it called? When you get like the Wednesday deal or whatever, the doubles.
Ooh,
You get like the double wings or whatever, but they're only boneless. I prefer bone in. So I'm
Really?
just kinda
Yeah.
like I don't
Agreed.
I like boneless, though.
Nah, I need fucking
No hassle,
bones.
and you can eat the whole thing.
Yeah, but I need the
Not have to
bones,
worry
man.
about it.
Fucking
Yeah.
bones.
You don't
are
eat
where
the
it's
bones,
at.
though.
I know, man. I need that weird knuckle part on the drum. I love that knuckle part. That connector
fucking
piece.
weird.
Oh, it's fucking so good. It's my fucking Christmas feast. Before we got out of here, we got to thank some good folks over there
Oh,
that support
shit.
us at
Where's this?
Patreon.
we are.
Patreon.com
We're doing it.
/Cryptonaut Podcast. First one here. Oh, boy. My Dickie Ches.
Oh, okay. There's
My-
two here. So the first one, okay.
My Dickie Ches.
Yeah.
Yep. My dick cheese, I believe
Yeah.
is what it is. It's fine.
My Dickie.
Okay.
Maybe it's not, though. So
I mean, whatever. My Dickie Ches. There you go. My cheesy dick. It's fine.
Madakai Che.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Madakai-
Madakai Chase.
Che.
The 7th grade herpes scare.
Oh, boy.
Okay. That's a fucking...
That was a thing.
That's a bummer.
Scabies.
Yeah, that was total... Scabies?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no.
That middle
Bro,
school
I got
shit, right?
scabies.
Isn't it? Right?
No, pubic lice. I don't know about... Is that the same thing as scabies? No, it's not the same thing as scabies.
I don't actually know what scabies is.
No.
I never really looked into it.
Scabies is kind of like skin mites.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
But it's not lice.
No, it's different.
No,
But it's a different
crabs. I don't know why I call it pubic
Oh,
lice.
yeah.
But yeah,
Pubic lice,
crabs.
crabs.
Yeah,
cubes,
that's
all-
fine.
They're all different.
It's fine. Magdaluna, thank you so much for your continued support. Silent but deadly tiger.
excellent.
Excellent. We appreciate that. That's awesome. Blasphemous land surveyor.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm into it though.
I don't know. Like, do you actually do land surveying? But then you're just like
You're
like,
blasphemous.
you're swearing all the time. or whatever,
Apparently,
like,
yeah. We're gonna finish this one off with Gyrist?
Could be Gyrist. Could be Gyrist.
Gyrist? I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Regardless, thank
Excellent.
you for your continued support over there at
Doing
patreon.com
it.
/Cryptonaut podcast. Got the $1, the $5, the $10 tier. And also, to remember to join up on the Discord. Every Patreon tier has access to the Discord, so be sure to jump on there. We got monthly events happening there all the time. Super awesome. The social medias, the Instas, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the TikToks before it gets banned. Check us out there. We have all kinds of fun Patreon video clips over on TikTok, so be sure to check those out there. Super awesome. Get the merch, hellerspace.com. Get yourself some merch there. All kinds of sales happening. Beginning of the year, going to have a new merch drop out, so be on the lookout for that. Super dope. I think that was it for all of the announcements. Oh, this is Christmas week.
It is Christmas.
So Christmas is going to be on a Wednesday, I believe. Now, everybody keep your eyes on the Patreon, because we're going to drop something exclusive on the Patreon, which is available to everyone for free. You do not have to be a Patreon subscriber to listen to this. That's right. I gave it away. Listen.
Yeah.
So we got a special little something dropping on there. Again, that is going to be Christmas Day, but it is available to everybody. Keep your eyes on the socials. And you can actually sign up for Patreon just to get like announcements for like what we post in case you see something you want to check it out. But we got something very special coming to you Christmas Day. So check that out there. And Robert will be back next week. We'll be doing it. And Bill, thank you again so much. Appreciate.
Anytime.
We appreciate you coming on,
doing it,
holding it down, making this a banner episode. The spirit of Christmas was in that hat of yours. How the fuck you're not sweating? I have no fucking idea how you're not sweating.
I know.
Who says I'm not?
Oh, you're just a bag of water over there, dude? Just all watery?
I'm just hiding the horns on my head.
Oh, man. Dude,
see what he does?
Yeah, see Christmas Bill.
See what he does?
Christmas
Did you see him
Bill.
at practice?
Oh, man. What does he do at practice?
I can't talk about it.
All right, fine. All right. Okay, it's fine. Fine. Bill gets a little fucking nuts at practice. There you have it. Thank you all so very much, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Peace hell.
Bye.
Tales from Christmas past, future. Christmas sewer.
Minus Robert.
Minus Bobby.
I was going to be minus Bob.
Yeah.
But we only you and I really call him Bob.
Christmas minus Bobby.
Christmas.
The more we do it, though, the more it's like I'm normalizing it. It's
no, same.
Like you are Daj.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you are Mark, but you are also Daj. They
yeah.
are the same.
Yeah, and not a lot of people know that. They're like, "Oh, what's he called? Who's Daj?" I'm like, "It's me." What do you mean, who's Daj? I'm Daj.
What do you mean, who's Daj?
Bobby.
Yeah.
Maybe has he officially made the transition from Robert to Bobby?
I don't think so, but
For
like
us?
in my mind,
I think he has.
Yeah, because we call him that a lot now.
This is like a sarcophagus, or not a sarcophagus. Jesus, it's a metamorphosis for him. Like he's a caterpillar turning into a beautiful butterfly, known as Bobby.
Right, he's emerges. He went in as Rob. He emerged as Bobby.
Nice. That's awesome.
Bobby.
We'll be talking to you. Bye.